Okay, I need you to lay on the ground on your back. Okay, so the first thing you do if you see someone unconscious or if they seem like they've been hurt, the first thing you want to do is you want to find an artery. You can find the artery on the carotid artery, like right here, like feel on yourself. If you find it, you got it?
Yep.
You're going to find it?
Mm-hmm.
Or you can also feel right here on the bone by your thumb. You can feel it, a pulse. So if you see someone unconscious, the first thing you want to do is you want to go and see if you can feel a pulse at the wrist or the carotid artery, which is right here, and you can usually find that one easier than the thumb one. Then the next thing you want to do is you might can shake them and say, are you okay? And if you don't get a response, or like I said, if you don't have a pulse, the next thing you want to do is you want to call 911. That's the very first thing you want to do. Is you want to call 911. And when you tell them that you have someone unconscious, you think that they need CPR, you need to put your phone on speakerphone. Also, you need to check for breathing, and you do this by, you can see if the chest is rising or like rising and falling. You also want to like put your hand under their nose and see if there's any air coming out. You can also take a phone, and if you put it under their nose like this, you can see where the when they breathe, if it fogs up. So you want to check for their pulse, and then you want to check for the air. If they don't have a pulse, but they do have air, then you just start with the compressions on the heart. But if they do not have the air, but they do have they don't have air or the pulse, then you would want to start the mouth to mouth air ventilation, and you begin that by, and you want to make sure that there's nothing in their mouth. So you would like check their mouth and make sure that there's nothing in it. If there is some debris in there, the very first thing you want to do is get that out, and then you would want to tilt their head back like this, and then grab their nose, and then start mouth to mouth. And that's if they do not have any air coming out of the nose or the mouth. And then if there is no pulse, you would want to place your hands like this, and the arm on the body flat, and you'd want to be about 1.5 inches like into the body. And if like this individual, because he's a lot smaller, you would maybe want to use one hand like this, or a bigger individual, you'd want to use 2 hands. And you would start the compressions, and you would do 30. So you do it at like 30, like pretty fast, like this. And you'd want to do 30, and you count out loud to 30, and then you'd want to go to 2 mouth to mouth, and then back to 30. And you do that, you do 30 mouth to mouth, and then 30 again, and then you check for air if there was still any air. But if there was air in the beginning, then you just keep with the 30. And then after every 30, you'd want to check for the artery. If the individual has the pulse, before the ambulance get there, you'd want to turn them on their side like this. But if before the ambulance, if they're not there yet, you just want to keep with 30 and then 2, 30 and 2. Mm-hmm. Lock your hands like that, and then like that, and you keep your arms straight and push. Okay, now like push down. Yeah, but you would want to do like more force, like if it was really happening. Yeah, keep your arms straight. Mm-hmm. There you go.
Come back there and roll. Sure, yeah.
Like this, and push down. Yeah, and you'd want more like right there. You want to feel for the bone on this chest.
It's gonna be hard to find.
Like, and then right there, and just press. And you do that 30 times.
That's gonna be a lot of work.
If you don't feel confident, you do about 15 and then 2 rests. But if it's gonna be a while, you might want to start off with 15 because you'll get really tired. Or if there's 2 people in the woods, you could like switch out, like one do 30, two breaths, and then the other person switch.